mean, he has had the Secretary of the Government of the Federation, and like you said, Femi Gbajabiamila, his Chief of Staff, which is more like a political appointment. But do you see that really also coming into being in his cabinet when he finally releases the names?
Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not somebody you can totally predict. But I think that he will have more seasoned politicians, unlike the half-baked politicians, if you like, with all due respect, that we had in the last dispensation. And I know there's going to be a mixed of technocrats and seasoned politicians. You asked me what do I mean by...
I was almost going there, really.
Yeah, seasoned politicians. If you look at the two choices, or the choices he has made, that of the SDF and that of the...
Chief of Staff.
Chief of Staff. They are former dads in government. And if you look at if you want to follow from the trend from where he started, from Lagos State, you had him using the likes of the immediate past vice president as member of his cabinet,
of course,
the likes of the immediate past minister for worsts and darkness. I mean,
Fashola.
Former governor of Lagos State.
I wonder why you put darkness.
The likes of Ralph and Aribeshola and all of that.
Dari. But yeah, he had all of them in his cabinet. Yeah.
Yeah, so he had all of them, and because he knows what can happen and what each of them is capable of doing, I'm sure that he will pick, just like if you ask me, when I say seasoned politicians, I'm referring to the likes of the SGF and the Chief of Staff he just appointed. Yeah. And when I talk about technocrats, I'm referring to those he believes can do what is, because the likes of Akeredolu in Ondo State was also part of his cabinet at the point. So, point I'm making is that it's not just going. If you look at them, Akeredolu is an SN, former VP is also a lawyer, seasoned one. You know, so point I'm making is he is going to use his experience. But I think I also agree with my brother right there in the studio that the only thing I think I do not like, and that's most likely not going to work very effectively for him, is the issue of age. But be that as it may, going by that age, I think that's what's affecting him, that made him make the very unhealthy and callous comments of subsidy gone that created so much trouble in the Nigerian state in the last few days.
Okay, well, I still want to read. Well, I'll play with you, Solomon Idiogbe, to hold on, because yes, you've talked about the mix of politicians and technocrats that you feel will make the base of his administration. But there's always these comparison, and persons are right to make that comparison. Now, do you feel is even which do you feel would always deliver in every administration? Because why I'm asking that, let's take our mind to former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who had so many technocrats in his regime. Someone like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Obi Ekwesili, we will talk about Precious and Sekibo. All of them were real major technocrats that added value to his administration. So that question still beacons, and many persons are always asking, who does better? Is it the politicians, like you said, seasoned politicians, or technocrats are the one that tends to deliver in any administration?
I think a mixed will do better.
And on what on count do you feel you are hinting that your view?
Do better.
Okay. And why do you say so?
No, for me, I feel a mixed breed.
A new SMS from 4445.
Hello?
A mixed breed would do better.
Okay.
A mixed breed because I'm talking from experience.
Okay.
Because it's all technical, and not be able to swim technically through the turbulent water of politics.
Okay.
Having to sail buoyantly on the political turbulent water in Nigeria is one thing that needs to learn. So as much as people like us will look forward to having seasoned persons who understand what it is. For instance, you are getting a minister of finance, you get somebody who's experienced in banking, sector or related areas. And then you are talking about an attorney general. You are talking about not just a court, a charge and bail, for instance. You are talking about a seasoned lawyer who understands what it takes about justice system and addition of justice. Then I just said about such a person should also have a political background.
Okay.
Otherwise, it will be difficult. So that if you because sometimes when you go all out doing technocracy, if you like, you have problems with the political system. So I think a misbreed will do better for Nigeria.
Well, we're talking about. I'll plead with you to hold on. Yeah, Solomon Idiogbe. Let me bring also a seasoned lawyer into it and ask you, because it's always a question that seems to range, especially when we're having, or rather we are getting close to cabinets being formed by any government. And the debate of technocrats and politicians who seem to deliver has always come into being, judging that over the last administration, many his non-performance on the issue of the persons he appointed, and more like politicians than technocrats. So do you feel having more technocrats in any administration would do better, just like former President Olusegun Obasanjo did during his term?
Well, before we delve into that question, we need to define the word politician. Is it in our own definition or the word himself, politician?
Okay.
Until we demarcate or analyze the one we are referring to, before I will be able to do justice to that.
Okay, let's talk to our own politicians.
When you talk of our own politicians, these are people that have followers.
Yes.
Who can come out today and it will be voted for into a position.
Of
yes. He has a
political base.
Either at home or around him, or in his community, or in his state, or in the federation. If you are referring to that, I will stick to a technocrat.
Okay.
The reason is not far-fetched. Every man, every being is a politician. He has
political.
He has a little politics in him. A technocrat is a person that will not be ready to dish out the money from the state resources to please you. You want to do it and achieve results. But a politician in our own context will be a person who has followers, who is ready to give contract to his follower, to empower them. And in so doing, you'll not be able to achieve a result. So, and when you look at our system and our background, it will be very, very, you will be at a disadvantage when, as a politician, when you are in a position and you are not empowering your followers. Yeah. When you come home and you come home with nothing, they will attack you. That maybe you are being bewitched by a demon or something. Because you have gone there, instead of you to come with a national cake, you are coming with an empty hand. You see the way we reason.
So for you feel he should go more of the technocrats.
Exactly.
But look at what Solomon Idiogbe said. Looking at how he would maneuver around political ideologies and issues, would that not even stand more of a problem for technocrats? Knowing that they don't have that political style and
most technocrats are politicians. You see, it depends on who you want to use. There are technocrats that are politicians. They know them. Although they are in politics, they are not ready to gamble the state resources with you. People give them distance. Yeah, they are politicians, but they believe that let us deliver. There are technocrats that are not interested in politics, but they are also ready to deliver.
Yeah.
So I will prefer those technocrats that are not politicians, but they know their job very well, and those technocrats that are politicians, but also
would want to deliver.
Okay,
well, I'll plead with you to hold on. So also Solomon Idiogbe. We need to go on a break now. But when we come back, we'll continue our discussion looking at, well, it's just a matter of weeks. Definitely we'll be having a name and mention on account of no other person but President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's cabinet. And what the likely shape that cabinet will be will also determine the shape the nation will be in the next 4 years. So the importance of us talking about it is really right there. Let's go on the break first.